The next Arcane Conquest update will make or break the game. As you may know, the next update of the second dungeon in Arcane Conquest is soon. This is practically getting double the content when it comes to dungeons, and it is really important for the game, which basically means if the game will have a successful future or if it won't go that well as it did back then when Calamity was released in Corrupted Forest. Why do I think this game's future really depends on this one singular update? Well, there's a few reasons. Well, first of them, just being a new dungeon overall. First and foremost, the game currently does not have the best player count. Even though the game is still being pretty active in the game's Discord, there is literally more people boosting with Nitro in that server than players with player counts times 2, which is insane. Don't believe me? Well, take a look at this. Yeah, I wasn't kidding about that, but a lot of people have been hyping up this update. All sorts of people. Here are a bunch of images that hopefully are on screen right now, showing about people talking about the update, being excited, and it's most likely going to be the next update because of this. We can see right here in their priority channel, where they basically post their priorities on what they have, is basically Abyssal Gates on priorities. Hi, Abyssal Gates development. Right here, next update, Abyssal Gates. And then all these things that they're required to do or they haven't done or done. And well, basically like this. It's basically the next update that's being worked on, and it's the thing that's been waited by most. Now, why would this make this dungeon more important than, let's say, a third dungeon, or a fourth dungeon, or a fifth dungeon? Well, it's basically on how the advertisement funds have went into the game. So far, Arcane Conquest have received 0 advertisement on Roblox at all. And it's being planned to be fully put on the release of the next dungeon. Basically, the entire advertisement funds are going to go on basically when the second dungeon releases. When it does, I'm not sure when it releases. And you might say, hey, that's a little weird. How would you know that, or how do you hear that? Well, I have heard this from members and developers. I would show you a picture of the developer, but I cannot find it for the life of me. So that's really unfortunate, but I really do recall it. You can take it for that word or not. It's up to you. Now, another thing I would like to point out is after every single Arcane Conquest update, once the hype of the update is pretty much kind of down, the game count goes lower of its average. What do I mean by this? Let me explain. If we look right here and scroll all the way down and we look at the hourly, or maybe better at the daily, you may see it bumps up with updates. Here's another bump. Here's another bump. And I think here may be another small bump. But then after that, it falls even lower and even lower to the date we have today, where the player count is at 50. If this fails and it goes lower than 50, this game is probably done for, which is a really concerning amount, and well, the game that everyone hyped up kinda fell from grace. Honestly, the amount of player count that this next update ends up having is going to determine how the game is going to do in its future. And to be honest, it really has me nervous on how this game future is. Do you guys think the game's gonna explode when the new dungeon comes out? It's gonna flop after one day? What do you guys think? Comment below and I'll answer. I answer all my comments. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this mini video. And waddle out, my friends.